welcome to KPU TV and KFMJ's live coverage of the 2015 4th of July festivities. I'm Michelle O'Brien, and that's Cameo McRoberts.
Hello! I'm overwhelmed with excitement.
Kitty Parade going on right now. Everyone looking great. Fantastic.
We have got quite a turnout for the Kitty Parade.
All right.
I'm trying to come up with something witty to say as well as look for my own child in the audience.
Big crowd, beautiful weather today.
We've got a logging truck over here. Look at that. Super cute.
Big crowd. The Disney ship is in port today, and this is going to be another outstanding day for all sorts of 4th of July events all over town.
Yes, and contrary to what Michelle might say, it is rather warm outside today.
It's just a little windy, right?
Yes, it is. All kinds of bikes and tiny people in red, white, and blue. Hello!
Big, huge turnout. This is about the biggest turnout I've seen for the Kitty Parade in a couple of years, for sure. And I think that's in large part due to the weather.
All right, we've got two Captain Americas coming down the street with a big all-American flag.
Lots of creative kitty costumes, that's for sure. Lots of wagons, and look at that, there's a plane over there,
nice.
A pilot, that's looking good.
A couple of teddy bears. Oh, we got a police car coming up the end here.
And I think that dog might be larger than most of the kids in the parade.
Definitely, yeah. Oh.
And a big crowd here. Not another 30 seconds. What do you think?
Yes, we do. And my son's is pulling up the rear here.
He's the grand finale.
Yeah,
what do
he
you think?
is. How could he not be?
So Cameo, let's give him a quick rundown of all of the events that are happening today. We've got the booths at the plaza.
So the plaza open until 5:30 this afternoon?
I believe so. You've got the skiff raffle, the duck ticket sale going on with the duck race happening at 5 p.m. You've got St. John's Pie sale. Don't forget about that.
Exactly. And 1:30 starts the second annual Timber Carnival down at the Salmon Landing. And then you are hosting, or you won't be live on TV, but you'll be having the duck race come across the Stedman Bridge at 5 o'clock this afternoon?
Indeed. And one lucky person will win $2,500.
Oh, well, I hope that one lucky person is me, but good luck to everybody out
The whole
there with the
community
tickets.
wins.
Oh, look at the bubble lawnmower. Hello! Yes, there is all kinds of stuff going on. North end of town is the booths. The south end of town is the Timber Festival.
Usually something happening everywhere in between, and at 11 o'clock tonight, fireworks.
I know, and it's going to be gorgeous. North end of Prince of Wales Island, 11 o'clock. And also we've got the lumber, the Timberjack
Iron
show.
Jack.
Iron Jack show.
Iron Jack competition, I believe that's at 6 o'clock. So that will wind up the Kitty Parade. And in a few short minutes, we'll be back live on the air with KFMJ and here on KPU TV 675 with the main event, the Grand Parade. Grand Marshal this year.
Yes.
KFMJ's former owner, Bob Kern.
Yes, he is. And we've got all kinds of KFMJ stuff around here. And it's great to see him getting that honor this year, as he has had a history in Ketchikan and in Alaska in telecommunications and with the ferry system, with the Coast Guard, as well as starting KFMJ. So it's really cool to have him get that honor.
So we will be back more with this year's 4th of July parade. Theme is Pioneers of Alaska. We'll see you soon.
Yes, tune in to KFMJ 99.9. Official start by the Eichner helicopter, getting the big flag right over Parade Central, and that signals the start of
the 2015 4th of July main festivity, Pioneers of Alaska Parade.
And what do you got to say for the shoes? Here, you need a temporary tattoo. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. His head broke off earlier. Do the moonwalk.
Judy would be so proud, except for his head popped out. The only casualty of Lloyd's trek across the trail was his head popped out right here at home. Welcome back to KPU TV, exclusive coverage of the 4th of July parade. Me, Michelle O'Brien, and
Cameo McRoberts.
from our friends at KFMJ. They're also simulcasting it on 99 KFMJ.
0.9.
There you go. And the parade, I hear them already.
I know. We'll know once we hear it coming through that tunnel, but there's some sirens in the distance, so it's looking good.
Well, you know, it's been a pretty cool day so far. We just watched a huge cruise ship slide into port. Lots of people hanging around with us right here at Parade Central. And I saw the float line up, as did you. It's looking like it's
There's a
pretty
lot of
good.
entries this year. A lot of entries.
And a great theme too, Pioneers of Alaska. I think that is
a
totally
theme
cool.
that you can't go wrong with. There's a lot of pioneers out on the streets today too. A lot of familiar faces that have been here forever.
Definitely, definitely, and lots of tourists in town. It's got to be a real special experience for people to come to Ketchikan. Now, you were wondering why the Disney folks didn't have their people like come off the ship, right?
I feel like we could suggest that. I see a little Mickey Mouse and some Donald Duck walking around would be kind of cool.
Indeed, indeed, and you know, I think the 4th of July is always my favorite holiday right here in Ketchikan.
Mine
There's
too.
so much to do, so many cool things going on.
Yeah, I grew up here. I was born and raised, and every year this was like the time that everyone got together. We were parked in front of the Arctic Bar from the time that I could walk till I was on a float for my graduating senior class. So
you betcha, and there's lots of reunions. Speaking of graduating classes, lots of reunions in the parade this year as well.
Yes, I came home a couple years ago for my 20th, and that was a good time.
So there you have law enforcement always leading off the parade. And if you didn't know this already, you're going to see the fire departments in the beginning, middle, and end. And the reason being, since the parade is traveling south to Tatsutas this year, that it'll be South Tongass first in case there's an unfortunate emergency that happens during the parade. They can get to that.
They can get to it
and respond quickly.
Thinking ahead, that our fire department. Yeah, we just watched the Norwegian Sun roll in, and they're here with the Disney
And you know what I was wondering? Look at all the people. They're not getting off the ship. You know why? Because they've got like the best seats in the parade house.
They've got a great view. You pull into a small town like this on a sunny day, it's pretty photogenic wherever you look.
I agree. And we've got the color guard coming up next, Boy Scouts. You know, I love how people really get into the parade. And they have, you know, I've been seeing like more and more elaborate floats.
Yeah, and a lot more, you know, involvement by one of my really good friends from high school is in with the bagpipes this year.
Car for Mountain Saxman.
Is that?
I tell you what, the Coast Guard in Ketchikan, highly actively involved in the community. You gotta love them. They're always out volunteering. In fact, most people don't know, but if this hasn't changed, they're given half a day off at least once a week so that they can go out and volunteer in the community.
That's really cool. We've got the Boy Scouts coming through, Ward Clove, Alaska, and Ketchikan, Alaska troops, and Cub Scouts.
Gotta love the Boy Scouts, doing all sorts of stuff.
We've got a Canadian flag flying.
Always got to be nice to our friends in Canada, right?
We can see them from our front porch.
You betcha. And here comes the official parade banner.
Pioneers of Alaska.
Held by Executive Director of the Chamber of Commerce, Chelsea Goucher, has worked very, very hard on making this happen. And here comes the Grand Marshal, Bob Kern, a legend, absolute legend in radio around Ketchikan. Did you know that he was the first general manager of KRBD?
I did know that.
And
we
has
talked about that.
I thought he has one of the largest collections of radios.
Oh yes, we've got all sorts of. Hey Bob! And there's Louise,
Bob,
his wife, who was my art teacher
at the high school, right? Citizens of the
elementary
Year.
school and high school for
Rich and
myself.
Kay Andrews coming up, Citizens of the Year. What a huge honor that is.
Yeah.
I think that is so
In a
cool. They've done a
very
lot for the
fabulous
community.
green Mustang.
They've done a lot for the community. And next up, the Ketchikan Kaneyama Exchange.
Yes.
Giro now, right? Now you
Giro.
corrected it. Giro, okay.
Kaneyama Giro. Yes.
And you were an exchange student on that, right?
I was an exchange student in 1989.
Wow.
So, yeah, I am a pioneer of
You're a pioneer of exchanging,
the
right?
Kaneyama exchange program. Whoa!
All right, yeah, right. Susan
So we
Councilman
have the
Kiefer
mayor
just about nailed me in the head with some candy.
Of Guido, who is here from Japan visiting, and the members of the exchange program.
Yep.
They just got back like 2 weeks ago.
Indeed. So we've got the mayors coming up. Mayor Williams right there.
In a beautiful vintage.
No, he's walking. And then vintage limos right behind.
Nice. Gorgeous car.
Next up,
That one's a Bentley, right?
I think it is.
Yeah.
That is a
That is a
beautiful. I have
beautiful
not
car.
seen that around town yet. Maybe
one I
it's
know
so,
is
it's
new
so
to
nice.
town.
It's so nice that they'll probably keep that one indoors.
Yeah, no rainy
VFW
days
Post and
for that
American
one.
Legion up next. Very cool. Love honoring our veterans. Now there's Clarence. I love Clarence. Did you know that he's a World War II veteran, and he's from Tallahassee, Florida.
Tallahassee, Florida.
USA.
Yes.
USA. Very nice.
And I have to say, I love the mural that they've added to the side of the VFW post.
Isn't that
It's
excellent?
gorgeous. I drive
If you
by it
haven't
every day.
No, it's on the side of the American Legion.
Yeah,
Right over
sorry,
there on Park Avenue. And I tell you what, if you have not been down there, you ought to go check it out. It's very cool. And both VFW and American Legion, they're always looking for new members. They've done a great job. Always doing stuff for our community, scholarships for kids. You know me, I'm always all about supporting the veterans.
Oh, yes, you are. And
But
getting.
they're doing great things, and it's $40 a year to join the American Legion.
Oh, well,
Yeah, right?
if you have, and it's for any branch of the service.
Yep.
Okay.
Now you've got to be a veteran of a foreign war to join the VFW, but if you're any sort of veteran, you can join the American Legion. If you're a woman, then you would be in the American Legion Auxiliary.
Okay.
Right.
Good information to have, and a great way to support your community.
Yep. Okay, so you're going to hear some more sirens here shortly because guess what? This is the South Tongass Volunteer Fire Department.
All right.
They're
At
showing
the
off their
ready.
new medic unit.
And this is something that they've fundraised for over the course of the last year or so.
Yep. And great job.
And I feel like there's just no competing with that.
There's no competing.
I'm
We'll
loud, but not that
let the
loud.
sound speak for it. Let the sound speak for itself. So if you are listening to the shutter clicks on KFMJ right now or live on KPU, you can check out all of our great on KFMJ's Facebook page.
Yes, Michelle is pulling triple duty here, so we've got 3 mics and a camera. So
And
South
next
Fire Department coming through. Oh, my candy!
75.
Fabulous.
Riding in the duck tour.
The year of my birth, a good year.
The year of your birth. All right.
They said
Pretty cool stuff.
Old and beautiful, really alive.
Very cool.
I believe they changed their motto to really glad we're still alive.
Jim Fowler stopping by to proclaim.
All right.
And he's got a super duck right behind them. You know, for a second there, I thought he was selling duck tickets.
I know.
And I thought, wait, who's that? I didn't recognize that. Very cool. This is already a very lively parade.
Lots of people. And
What do we
we've
next
got
up?
Next
Got some marchers in yellow. Let's see what's going on with this one.
Yeah.
Magnum Enterprises, great local business. They wanted to show off their business and how they serve the community.
Woo, thank you.
Very cool, very cool. Good job, guys. And they, you know, they do a lot of stuff.
Oh, yeah.
If you think about this, they're working. They do a lot of behind the scenes work, but I always recognize their trucks.
Yes, definitely.
So check this out.
They've got some great music coming.
And here comes, and this is one of their things that's behind the scenes, which is the big sweeper. That they sweep the plaza parking lot. Can you believe that?
Okay.
It's pretty cool stuff.
Awesome tribute to the gold miners of years past with they've got a big axe
very
and,
cool. Yes,
some gold pan stuff
they
going
do.
on the back of there. Really creative.
And I'll tell you what, the one thing I did when I saw the parade lineup this year is there are several entries that are nearly 100 feet long each.
Yeah,
Because they have multiple, and that shows enthusiasm of the community, I think.
And yeah, really good. Now this is
That's more Magnum Enterprises.
okay.
Some other really cute kids right here. This is the Eagles.
The Eagles.
Happy 4th.
They've got a nice truck.
Another great place to check out if you haven't checked out is the Eagles.
Yeah.
The Eagles do a good job down there. Great place to hang out. I'm sure it'll be busy today with all the
And
reunions.
they do karaoke, they do family dinners, they do fundraisers, all kinds of stuff for the community.
Now,
the Senior Center.
Yep, the Senior Center is a great place as well. And later in this parade, you're going to see a very cool entry. I had some play and helping out on this one, and you just wait, Cameo. It's super cool.
My sister works in conjunction with the Senior Center, so we get to meet a lot of the people that go there.
Yep, and so here we go. Pioneers of Alaska, the Pioneer Home. And you know what I love? The Pioneer Home, it's so cool that we have a preschool in there.
Yeah.
So cool that the Ketchikan Interact kids, they do their pie sale in November at the Pioneer Home. Happy 4th.
And they've got an accordion player, which is great.
So Big Brothers Big Sisters of Ketchikan made some changes recently in their leadership, and they are going great gangbusters. Totally cool organization. If you want to be a big or a little to one of these well-deserving kids, then you should give them a call, because really it's not the time commitment that you think it is. It could be a couple hours a month.
No, a month. Okay.
And they've got programs where you can just go to read to kids in schools.
Oh, cool.
And everything else.
And of course, they do their summer program, which is a huge benefit for people that, have school-going children during the summer time.
KRBD with the skip. The skip has been around, but I'll tell you what, folks, this year is even more important to get your raffle ticket for the skip. The legislature had to make some tough decisions this year, and public broadcasting was one that took a hit big time, and they're having to change their programming as a result. Here comes Misty Thistle, pipes and drums. I love them. Hey, you know what? Why don't we do this, Cameo? Let's just enjoy this music and calm down for a second.
All right.
They're awesome. So these folks in the news just this past week for very, very unfortunate reason. But they did. This is the group that went out, and they do it. and they do it with dedication each and every day, and they're all volunteers. Jessica Rusher right there, and I know some folks were waiting. Jessica Rusher right there. Guess who's in our Ultimate Outdoor Challenge this year? That would be one of the contestants.
Well, she looks like she's packed and ready to go right now.
Yes, she does. Good one.
And
She's
the
got a huge
Volunteer
backpack.
Rescue Squad also brought in the Beatlemania tribute last week, and it was really nice to see a lot of seniors at that, and it was a lot of fun.
All right, here's another reunion, class of 2005.
Oh my goodness.
Very lively bunch there, sporting their togas.
They look like they've been out of high school 10 years.
Yeah, they also barely look like they've been out of cocktails for about an hour.
That is true. That is true. We've got some walkers.
Got some walkers, and next up.
Oh, Miss Wheelchair Alaska.
Yep, I love her.
I was just reading about her story that she noticed that there wasn't an Alaska contributor to Miss Wheelchair USA, and she went through all of the work to get herself, and she looks gorgeous.
She looks gorgeous. We're actually going to be doing a show with her later this summer. We're doing a wheelchair challenge for anyone that's interested.
Oh, right.
Fantastic
Miss
costume.
Wheelchair
This is
Alaska.
great. This is great. You know, having an accessible town is so very important. Next up.
And there's a lot of really dedicated people that fight for that and advocate for people with disabilities, and that is great to see.
So
in our
Sherilyn,
community.
the reigning diva for First City Players. Very cool.
Oh, look at those dapper young gentlemen she has
And you know
in there
what?
with her.
She's probably the only diva that can successfully do her hair.
Yes, and keep it in this wind.
Yeah, she can do her own hair and look gorgeous. You can go and see her at Sheer Magic.
Exactly. First City Players Diva. There'll be a new one coming up this year.
Little League,
Big.
Major and Minor. They were huge this year.
Yes, and they're getting ready to do some tournament action.
Now guess what? J.O. Softball folded into Little League.
Yes, it did. My niece plays at softball. This was their first season with the Little League, and it was a great season. A lot of teams.
Now here come the Major League All-Stars up next. You know, I think that sports for our youth are so important, and you know, I appreciate the partnership that KPU has with KFMJ in broadcasting all of the sports for K-High and beyond.
For bringing those games, and
It's really been fun.
we get to broadcast them at home as well as away, which is it's a big deal. It takes a lot of organizing.
Well, and I tell you what, if you think about it, it's really important because this really builds kids.
Yeah.
Clearly, kids that know how to throw candy because we're getting pelted. That would be a strike. No, a ball. A strike. Oh, no, inside.
And it says something to be supported by your community as well.
Well, I think it's a good confidence builder. Here's the little Ketchikan softball Little League All-Stars.
Woo! Good job, guys. They're rocking some serious tunes. They've got that flatbed truck just bouncing up and down. We've got the usual suspects on the front lines picking up candy as fast as it goes down onto the streets.
The big trick if you have a float is how to not run out of candy before the tunnel.
Exactly.
Alaska Airlines. Let me tell you a quick story about Alaska Airlines. They showed up to the Chamber Luncheon, the Chamber of Commerce State Luncheon here not too long ago, and gave away 2 round-trip tickets anywhere Alaska flies, just on the spur of the moment.
They can show up at my work and give away free tickets any day.
Totally agree. Love my friends at Alaska Airlines.
A funny little family history is my mother painted, I think, some sort of animal on the back of someone's plane one time when she was younger, and my uncle, to this day, tells everyone that my mom painted the Eskimo on the back of the Alaska Airlines. So every time I'm at the airport or anything, I'm always like, yeah, my mom painted that.
That's so cool. I didn't know that. And we got other more important news about your mom just yesterday. She's going to be having...
She's going to have her own not solo exhibit with Mary Henriksen at the Arts Council, I think in September. Very excited about that. She's painting away, and it's a big deal for her. She's been doing art for a long long time, so I'm excited.
Okay, so guess what? Here's
What do
one
we
that's
have
near and dear to
coming
my heart. The KPU crowd of floats is coming up next. I personally made sure that they had enough candy, I'll tell you that.
all right.
But it's
And they've
our
got
80th
bubbles.
It's our 80th anniversary. And did you know that Ketchikan was the first municipality in the nation to own its own electric, telephone, and water company?
Very
it's
good.
the trifecta of services for the community.
Uh-huh.
And still locally owned to this day.
That's great to hear.
Yeah.
Thank you for that, Michelle.
As if you didn't know. I would hope everyone knew it. That's why we call ourselves totally local, right?
Exactly.
So anyway, we've got Debbie Cowan driving what we call number 82. That would be the KPU TV truck. And she started with KPU as a telephone operator in 1976, and her dad on the other side was in PBX. And he's 80 years old now, but he was with KPU for like ever. Now the water guys played a trick. The next step is the water department, and they played a trick on him. See that gold hard hat?
Yes.
They put that in there without him knowing, and then also put in gold hammers and shovels on the back of the truck.
Very
totally cool.
And they've got a great photograph of some loggers from Alaska. Nice throw to the Pioneers of Alaska theme.
Oh, and I see they're rocking out the last KPU
Yes,
truck. Very cool. Nice, nice.
And here we've got another reunion.
And here comes
coming up.
one of the. Yep.
Here's a load
Class
of my
of 1995.
Yeah.
20 years. Wow.
These guys were all sophomores when I was a senior in high school. I can barely believe it.
Very cool. Hey, you know, there's some people on that float that I had no idea.
There's my best friend Laura Canudo.
Oh, very cool. Very cool.
And you know, it's pretty
They look like they're
awesome.
having a good time.
A lot of people on that float still live here in Ketchikan.
Yes, they
And
do.
A lot of returning students from Ketchikan. A lot of teachers.
Oh, here's one that I love. It's the Rotary Duck Float
Oh, that is a fact. Look
with
at
all
the
of the Rotary
eyelashes
Youth
on that
Exchange
duck.
students on the front of it.
And the tiniest camera
They're
in the
taking
world.
pictures of us. This is very cool.
Got all kinds of kids. A fabulous duck with some pointy
Super fun,
eyelashes.
and all of the duck tickets sold today. All of those projects stay local.
There's my babysitter, Kanani. Oh, good. We're getting some candy up here.
And
we're
that's
gonna
Jim
need a
Dong.
sugar
He's
rush.
riding. Okay, so that scooter right there was donated to Rotary, and it's worth about $4,000. We'll be auctioning that off later.
Oh,
okay,
that's
check
pretty
this out.
fabulous.
KIC's up next. They have some great
Elders in
pioneers
the
in
back
there.
of the car.
KIC does some great things with their Elder Meals program.
Yes.
It's fantastic. Dan Dodson is the chef over there with lots of help, of course.
And they do some indigenous meals. And
Absolutely. Oh, yeah. We went over there. They had baked salmon head. Oh man, it was great. I loved it. Big trolley coming up next.
Oh, nice. We've got the trolley coming through town. Is this, there's nobody on the trolley. We could catch a ride through town.
Hey, yeah, right. If you're tired at the parade,
I
look for
know.
the red trolley. Hop aboard.
It always makes me think of Bryce Roney, and I have to sing the
Yeah,
San
right?
Francisco treat.
Definitely. Okay, so I think the Forest Service has done a great job with their floats the last couple of years, man. They've really turned it on in terms of making some really elaborate designs, and this year is no different.
Yeah. And the Tongass National Forest, why most of the pioneers of this town are here.
Yes, indeed. You might say that the forest is the true pioneer.
True. Oh, well, yes, you might. And they've got their masks on.
Little fish on the back too.
And Smokey the Bear. So, some standing. Nice.
So this year is actually even more important to worry about fire.
Yeah, that's what we're talking
Filipino community up next. club in the state of Alaska.
Okay.
So they do a lot of great things. You know, if you go to go boating and forget your life jacket for your child, they do the kids boat program.
Yes, which is awesome.
Food pantry over in Schoenbar, Rotary Beach, Rotary House. So if you're in town for health or whatever, you can stay there for very inexpensive. So great job for them.
Great. Oh, we've got a red, white, and blue little.
So this is the Vigor Alaska float, and they are celebrating the totem pole raising.
August 1st, Saturday at 4. With a totem Carter.
Exactly.
John
That is
Rowan.
beautiful.
What a beautiful.
That is gorgeous. I want to see where that one's going up.
And who do we have
So
here?
this is the one I was telling you about. Peace Health.
The first
First nurse licensed in the territory of Alaska.
And they've got a little baby on
So can you believe that?
Yeah.
And later today, they're going to be taking at the old hospital site a picture of all the babies that were born there.
Yeah.
Ketchikan has gotten into history in a big way in the last couple of years.
And it's really great to see.
Coast Guard up next. Love, love, love Coasties. Thank you for your service.
All right.
I hear another
We've got a
reunion.
renegade wagon here. Woo!
This just might be the class of 2016.
I think so. Some fresh faces.
I know.
They're like, what are we supposed to do now?
Graduate.
Quite a turnout. They've got a long, long truck.
They sure do.
A little beach theme there. Very appropriate for our somewhat unseasonal weather.
So up next, District 36 Democrats. Quite interesting. Now they were not going to reveal who was going to walk in the parade until the very last minute.
And
now here's something you may not have known. There's a brand new show on KRBD, 6:30s on Tuesdays, and Bob Weinstein is
former mayor of Ketchikan.
and Democrat up against former Representative Kyle Johansson in a lively discussion. Everyone knows
Nice.
Kyle's a Republican. So it's quite an interesting show.
That's really awesome. Yeah, awesome. And who is this? This must be 1945.
I don't know, but I'm worried about that thing breaking in the middle. I mean,
Oh, it is 1985. Which that's why my cousin's in town.
when their earrings were as big as their heads.
And they were smart enough to put a bathroom on their float.
Let's celebrate. It's alright.
And they decorated their bathroom too. Very cool.
Which is awesome. Nice job. 80s.
Excellent job.
Totally 80s. And then we have the Rain City Roller Girls coming through.
Yep. Rainforest Roller Girls currently
Rainforest.
recruiting for everything. So if you don't know how to skate, they will teach you. If you don't know how to fight while you're on skate, they'll teach you that too.
Exactly. I
No,
would
it's actually
personally
super
love
fun.
to
The
do
matches
roller
are
derby.
awesome.
I'm not sure that I have the health insurance for doing it, but I definitely would love
Well,
to do
if
it.
you can't participate, then what you ought to do is go watch a match
Yes.
because
Oh.
it is pretty cool. Now this one, remember Game of the Century earlier this year? This is lifeinaalaska.org, and they are trying to put together a
It's a home. Or, no, not camp.
independent living for those with disabilities.
Solutions for independence.
Yep, definitely. And this is coming up next. We're going to have a little bit of a lull here. So you know what? We were talking about all these other radio shows, but what is the most important radio show that everyone should listen to?
Cruising home with Kimmy on KFMJ.
You're a winner every day.
I know. I feel like I should have my own little float, but then I wouldn't get to stand up here and watch everybody go by and hang out with you.
Exactly, and thank you for doing that. Ketchikan Indian community coming up next. I love the native dancers. I love the native dancers.
Every time I have friends and family come into town, it's something we try to take advantage of out at Totem Bite or wherever.
And so if you're listening at home, just listen to this. This is pretty cool. other events
Yes.
as well. I think this is such an integral part of what Ketchikan is all about.
Oh, of course,
And all,
absolutely,
you know, really, all of our communities are, if you think about it.
In Ketchikan, we have
That's what makes us one cool community.
exactly, and we have such amazing artists coming out of this community that you just don't even see it anywhere in the world as far as for
Totally.
indigenous arts and native arts.
Absolutely. So, speaking of artistes,
Yes, look at these
artistes
ladies.
on the mats, Ketchikan Gymnastics Club. This is very cute. What a neat idea.
We've got, yeah, they're all got little denim shorts on and
They're super cute.
logging, suspenders. Oh,
And they're going to put on a little performance for us.
there's some back bends and some cartwheels, all things that I can no longer do anymore. So
Yep.
I can appreciate.
So I'll tell you what, Cameo, folks are listening live on KFMJ right now. They're watching live on KPU channel 675. Now, after this is all said and done, in a little over a week, they're going to be able to watch and listen to the whole thing, edit it out, because we've got cameramen all over the place, and they're going to be able to watch it on KPU TV 688. So
688.
stay
And we've
tuned
also
for that,
got
right?
Photographers in the field, on the streets, getting pictures that will be on live in Ketchikan.
Yep, and live in Ketchikan's Facebook page, and we'll share them with KFMJ, our buddies over at KFMJ.
These guys are all super cute.
So here's the super top secret float that's coming up next. But we've got one in between. Look at them. They are so cute. They are so cute.
I just cannot. Can't do that.
I can't do that either. So if you're listening to this on KFMJ, they're doing all sorts of little stunts in gymnastics. Cameo and I are dubious as to whether or not we would be able to do that. So this, hey, have you seen this new limo around town that's coming up next?
This is the vintage tours I've seen.
The vintage limo tours. How cool is that? This
That's
is like
the
the
same
first
one
real
with the
limo
yeah.
that we've had in Ketchikan in I don't know how long.
New to town, that and the vintage one.
Well, now this is Rusty the Handyman
and
from
he's
Rendezvous.
been
He
building the
is
smokehouse since
building
the
a
start of the
smokehouse from the
parade.
start to the finish of the parade, and they're auctioning it off. So
And
if you
it
would like a
looks
brand new
good.
smokehouse delivered, you can text him right now at 821-1028, 821-1028.
It is a
and he will
beautiful
deliver it.
smokehouse.
Oh,
It's
it's beautiful.
huge.
And our friends at Madison's donated all the lumber.
Oh, that is really cool. And, you know, Rusty Anderson does an amazing service to the seniors of the community, helps them with moving and helps them.
He does. Every Monday, he donates his day off to do free handyman services for seniors in need.
And he is the manager down at Rendezvous.
The
So
thrift
if
store.
you're ever down there and you see him, say
Pat on
thank
the
you
back.
because
He's a
he's
super
helped
cool
a lot
dude.
of seniors in this town.
Oh, here we go. We got some cruisers.
We've got that guy was breaking the speed limit at
I
about
think
8
he
miles
was.
per
He
hour
was.
right there.
I love
Some
the
hot
cruisers.
rods in town.
They have such beautiful cars.
Yeah. We were just talking yesterday about back in the 80s when there was a DeLorean in town, right? When Back to the Future was released.
Really?
And I always, it's for such a small town to have a DeLorean, it was always fun to see it
That's
around
so
town.
cool.
And I was pretty sure it was headed Back to the Future one way or the other. Beautiful cars. That one, if I knew a little bit more about cars, I could tell you.
So this next one might bring a little tear to my eye. As a former Army veteran, this will be the National Guard up next. We'd like to thank all of our veterans, no matter how you serve, and also your family members. Thanks for your service. Appreciate your
Absolutely.
dedication.
And they've got their military police rigs out there.
That would be a Humvee.
A Humvee, okay.
I don't know. A lot of recent K-High graduates have gone on. Bo Albertson has gone on to serve in the Army. We've got one going to the Navy. We've got, there's too many to count, but I follow them all on Facebook. It's really fun to kind of North Columbus Fire Department right there.
Coming through, they've got their American flags abounding and candy coming through. We've got their ambulances coming along.
So you know what that means?
We're getting towards the end, aren't
We're getting towards the end of the parade.
And there is a ton of stuff going on after the parade, of course. we'll be walking. We'll be doing our yearly walk to one end of the town to the other.
Exactly.
We'll be walking
You
down
can
to the
stop
plaza.
in. Yep. All the fun booths at the plaza. They even have paintball there this year.
Oh, nice.
Paintball to celebrate the new KYI.
Yeah.
KYI Paintball Park. They've got all sorts of food booths as always. And then you can, if that isn't enough eating for you, then you can move. I think the pie sale goes on until 2 o'clock. And then after you've eaten all of that, then you head over to the Fat Stan's Alaska Fish House area.
Exactly.
There's one other thing we forgot to mention.
You gotta stop at the car show.
You gotta go
at
to the
First
car
Bank.
show. Okay, so then you gotta buy your duck ticket, buy your skiff ticket.
Yep, and then you gotta go to the Salmon Landing. You gotta
Go to
listen to
Salmon.
some music.
You can listen to some music.
Have a cold beverage if
Go
you
to
are
the
so
Iron Jack
inclined.
Festival at 6.
Go to the
After
Iron
you've
Jack-
done that, if
I
you're
think
not
that was
tired
at
yet,
7.
no, wait a sec. You got to stop in at the Rotary Duck Race at
Yes.
7th Street Bridge at 5.
As it passes, because
Then you
right at
go.
5 o'clock it's gonna be there.
Then you go to the Iron Jack competition. Then after that, if you're not tired, then guess what they're having at the Alaska Fish House tonight?
Yeah, a ball
Dancing.
dance, a swing
Yes,
dance.
ball dance.
And you can get food, swing dancing. It's gonna go right up until right about the
And then the fireworks,
and then the fireworks at 11.
you can stop celebrating.
Yes.
It's awesome, awesome
And then
4th
you
of
can
July
sit
right here in
down,
Ketchikan.
put your feet up, and say, "Happy birthday, America!"
Absolutely. Well, say, thanks for hanging
Yes,
out with me
thank
today.
you
That
so
was
much.
really
This
fun.
was really awesome, and
So Michelle O'Brien and Camille McRoberts for KPU TV and KFMJ. Thanks for watching, thanks for listening, and most of all, have a safe and happy 4th of July.
woohoo!